fellow mentors. How we doing? Welcome back, guys, to another stream, another day of the Game Design Showcase. How we doing? Hello, hello, everybody. I really should get some music set up usually in the chat here. You know what? Let's go ahead and do that right now, while we wait. How's everybody doing? Hello, hello. So yeah, today is, as you can tell from the schedule, is another day of VTuber or what of of Game Design Showcase. Don't know where my brain went there. Game Design Showcase. If you remember from our last stream, unfortunately, the slides weren't able to be projected because OBS scuff issues. But this time, we are able to do that. So we'll go over that, or the slides were meant to go over yesterday, today. And then we'll go over a bit about the final design and kind of showcase one of my final designs for a game. And yeah, we'll kind of just chill for the rest of the stream. We'll see how it goes. I'm not anticipating the stream to be very long because of that. The main part of it is going to just be the slides. Again, if you don't know what this is or who I am, I'm Wilson Goldfinch, your steampunk inventor from the sky city of Leviton. And we're going to be doing some game design showcase, which basically means, well, you kind of learn what it means later, but in brief, basically, it just means that I'm going to be showcasing, or rather talking about some elements of game design, and then we're going to apply those in showcasing a game. Today's concept, or I guess yesterday's catch-up concept, was playtesting and problem solving, which we showcased with Metal Gear Solid and a bit of Nier as well. We kind of went back into that. We did do Nier to showcase storytelling, I believe, and then not the initial concept, but there was day one we did storytelling as well. So if you're interested in checking that out, check it out on the channel. All the slides and stuff are linked in the description below. And if you're watching on Twitch, this will be linked in the description after the stream, or you can find me on YouTube. That's usually where I mainly stream. So yeah, we're gonna get right into that right now. Give me a second, chat. I'm gonna adjust my screen here, make it look all nice and pretty. And then we will get right into it. Alrighty. Okay, that is not working. Hold up, chat. I'm gonna try one more thing here. Okay, I'm also gonna try to set up some music stuff right now while we're trying to get this set up. Yeah, I just recently, just to talk about something while we're doing this, I recently started multi-streaming, and so far it looks like it's been doing pretty good. So thank you to everyone who's been following me. And if you don't know, yeah, I do have a Twitch now, so go check that out. I won't be using that as my main streaming platform. Most of my streams will be on YouTube, especially a lot of my reaction streams, because I don't know how TOS for Twitch is with that. Well, I do know like other streamers do that, and it looks like they, it goes by fine. I will say that I don't want to risk it, especially if it's I usually react to stuff that perhaps may or may not be copyrighted. Like what did we look at before? We looked at some like Mizusanji encounters. We looked at other like VTuber production content. Nothing like huge, like mainstream like pop songs or whatever, but nothing huge like that. So I'm not too worried about that side of it. But still, let's see. All right, let's get some music running in this chat while we, and I guess also while we talk about the game design stuff, because I don't want to be silent, So let's go ahead. Oh, excuse me, and get that running real quick. I'm gonna open up a little sound library here. All right. 2. Ready to go. All right, sorry for the scuff, guys. We are doing this as we go. All right, this should be good. A little low music there. All right. Hopefully that's not too loud. Let me know how the volume is for everything, you guys. But yeah, we're just gonna get right into it with the game design showcase. So, let's head over and take a look and see what this is all about. All right. All right, inventors. Welcome to the game design showcase. So, again, if you're not familiar what this is, basically, let's take a look here. This is the slides that we're supposed to cover yesterday, but basically what this is, sorry, I'm just fiddling around with some settings here. But basically, what this is, as I said, I kind of showcase some, talk about some game design elements, and then we look at, and then we look at a game to kind of showcase that. So, in a more detail, basically what this is I will kind of talk about game design, walking you through the process of how create and design your own games while also designing my own. And then each stream will kind of focus on one aspect of game design or the design process, in addition to showcasing a video game or like medium that relates to that stream's topic. So today we're going to cover 2 topics actually. One being playtesting, another P, playtesting and problem solving, as well as the final design and feedback, which I don't really have like a proper slide for, just because there's not much to talk about in terms of, the slide stuff. If I ever do, think about what to do for that, we will we'll take a look, or I'll post it to the slides for all the days and whatnot, which you can check out. Let's just head over to that so I can show you. In the description, you'll find a folder here with all of the slides for all the days that we did. So this was day 1. As I said, we did with Nier, concept and storytelling. We went through a bunch of things like how to come up with an interesting concept for a game, how to tell if your idea is original or if it needs improvement, just some useful tips. We talked about how Nier's, we talked about Nier's like storytelling side of it, and then we looked into procedural rhetoric as well, and we looked at environmental storytelling, and we kind of showcased those last few elements with Nier. And then in our second day, basically what we did was we talked about production and prototyping with Shadowverse. So Shadowverse TCG. And basically, let's go through this real quick. We talked about like how to produce your game, the different production and prototyping steps here, or I guess steps of production and prototyping right here, or really should be production. Oh, I'm just realizing this now. This is supposed to be steps of production. Just so we can have that stretch out. There we go. But yeah, and then we talked a bit about prototyping and why it's important to have that, as well as briefly covering playtesting and its importance as well, but not really going too in depth about it, which we will today. Yeah, let me just copy that over here. Yeah, and then we talked about iterative design, which we'll cover again today. And then we looked at some tools to help you prototype and design your games as well. Start to like produce your games. So we have like Tabletop Simulator, Dexterous, which is really helpful, dandy little tool. Again, all these slides are in the description below, or if you're on Twitch, I believe, yeah, if you're on Twitch, it will be there in the description after the stream, or you could check my bio and just see the link there as well. But yeah, talked about those, and then we started to do more design on our own game, which let's go back and show you guys. Where's our game here? Okay. So this is our game here that we designed. It's a bit hard to see, so I'm just gonna zoom up real quick. Also, I hope Twitch doesn't bonk me for these songs here. It should be fine. But because they're all like non-copyright sounds, so this should be okay. Anyway, yeah, we're working on this tabletop role-playing game called WBC Realms: Journey Through Sky City. More specifically, the Solar Sprint Championships adventure. So it's pretty fun. We're kind of working on a TTRPG that incorporates racing through 7. Yeah. Well, technically 6, but you land on the 7th. You start and finish on the 7th island. So I guess you're kind of racing through it, but racing through, let's just say 7. 7 floating islands in the sky, and when I mean islands, I mean they're actual like humongous islands. Like it could fill a good populated city. They have a bunch of like things that you would expect on the surface. A lot of well, for the Sky Cities, it's kind of more specified to each city. You'll see that each kind of has a realm related to them. So I'm from the Sky City of Leviton. So our city has to do a lot with flight and everything that floats. So you'll see all the blimps and stuff are usually invented by us, unless you are part of the astral people, who've helped us kind of modify our blimps to travel. That was a weird way to say travel. To travel interstellar distances. So that's kind of part of the adventure that we're gonna cover today. If you've been keeping up with the Game Design Showcase, you'll know that I've kind of briefly mentioned and showed another tabletop role-playing game that I fully designed, which was another adventure based in this world, being like my lore world, I guess you'd call it. And then we have the people of Frost here with Glacia, with Sunreach, people of Fire, Water, Nen, and then we have Earth is Plutonian. And then of course our founding city, the first ever city. I don't know if I haven't come up with a name for it yet, so I'm just calling it the founding city right now. But it seems appropriate. Yeah, it's basically a huge like race, think like Formula 1 or something like that, with a bunch of cars and vehicles and all that, except each city, because they all have like some sort of specialization, right, or something they're known for, some title. You can see City of Flight, City of the Stars, City of Healing, Light, Renewal, Substance, and then Founding City is just where we start. But because each one has their own theming, I'm thinking of maybe having each city have a unique wave trans of racing, I guess. So us in the Sky City, we might have, or Sky City of Leviton, we might have blimps, we might have, I don't know, anything that takes flight, I guess. Astral, perhaps more like teleportation and magic going on. Frost, perhaps more on land, but iceways and what have you. And then Fire, probably, I don't know, something to do with heat. So it could be a traditional like racing thing that could be pretty pretty notable as well. Realm of Water, probably something on the water like boats or something. We haven't really figured out the full details yet, but something like that. And then Earth would probably be a more underground, or like I wonder how that would work. Perhaps it goes onto the surface. I don't know. That could be interesting to take a look as well. But yeah, this is the journey that we're working on. So that's kind of what we did every time you see this example, design time kind of thing, that's kind of what we do. And then we have, of course, our showcase segments with Shadowverse here, which I hear they're coming out with a part 2, or like a Shadowverse 2. I'm pretty excited this spring, I believe, so I'm pretty hyped for that. We might actually stream that if the time aligns correctly. If you guys don't know, in terms of my streaming activities, I kind of don't really have a schedule right now. I mean, you'll see I do right now, but that's only because I'm free. Whenever I'm free and I have a good allotted amount of time, I'll put a schedule up. If not, if it's just like the one-off stream, right, I might just announce it and then pin it to my, my Twitter and socials and whatnot. So just keep that in mind. Right now, it's kind of just whenever I'm free. So that was the second day. Third day, which was yesterday, we looked at Honey Heist here with world building and game mechanics. Another very important part of game design. So we looked at what it is and how it plays a part in both digital and physical games. We looked at, let's see if there's more examples. We looked at an example of world building in a board game called Forbidden Desert. If you haven't played that, I highly recommend it. It's a really fun like co-op game with pretty high stakes depending on how you guys play and manage all the resources and systems and whatnot. Pretty fun. And then we also talked about how to world build and certain elements of it to keep in mind. For example, like dramatic and narrative arcs. We looked at different types, like your standard one here that you kind of just see in like basically everything. This is the most basic version of some sort of character or narrative arc, with beginning, middle, end here with a little plot or introduction, I guess you could call it, with an inciting incident happening, rising action to a climax, and falling back down to end at some point. So then, similar to that, we looked at the hero's journey that kind of brings it around in a circle, and it's more like centric on one person, or I guess one group of people. If you're adventurers, right, in a TTRPG, it's kind of your groups or that individual's heroes. You want to quote your hero's journey there, and says something. So, oh, I just realized I don't have my. Show this right now. I have the not showing the music plan. There we go. Alright, cool. Hopefully you guys can see that. The text is actually text is a bit. Can't see the bottom text. Just gonna adjust that real quick. Ooh. Okay. Good. But yeah, we looked at Hero's Journey here and how that all ties into things, making a little reference to like Shadowverse with its story and whatnot. And then we looked at another type, which is the emotional journey. So this is very different from your standard narrative arc here or Hero's Journey, in the sense that it's not very linear in terms of plot points. It's more so how you want to make the person who interacts with that story feel throughout. So, for example, if we look at, I don't know, let's see, let's look at the boy meets girl storyline, right? So the boy's having a pretty, average day. He's doing, pretty good, better than usual. But then something happens that brings him down to this low point here, where he thinks, I don't know, I guess in this scenario with boy meets girl, that he won't be able to get anyone anymore, or like he won't be able to. He will never be able to find happiness, and then boy meets girl, and then this goes back up. You can see at that point in the emotional arc, it's a bit higher here, basically to the max here, of like happiness, I guess you'd call it, good fortune, as it's labeled here, good fortune and ill fortune, and then we have some fun ones, like from bad to worse, which is this blue here. Basically, it's kind of what it sounds like. You're having a pretty bad day. You can see if this is the baseline, okay, this is the beginning, end, but this line's the baseline. Then you're doing pretty bad. You're basically like at the very bottom, but something happens and it just gets worse. And it could go on indefinitely like this, or it could you know, go back up again. But the point of this whole thing with the emotional journey is just to pinpoint, especially when it comes to, I think it's more prominent with video game design, where you want to take your players, but in board game design as well, and I guess just the overall experience, you can apply it more to the player's journey being or emotional journey being their experience, I guess, in the game. And all of this is kind of being drawn on this book, which is Design of Storytelling by Ellen Lupton. Very interesting book. If you want to broaden your design horizons or just kind of know a bit more about design in general, I definitely recommend this. It's really nice. I have a copy right now on my desk that I always keep around just in case I want to refer back to it. It's an amazing book. I actually didn't know some of these like terms and whatnot within the book until I read it. So that's that, and then we looked at another important part of game design, which is player loops. So kind of to put it briefly, player loops, you can see here, have a system of like tasks or like loops, I guess, for lack of a better word. They have certain loops that you follow. So for example, this looks like the one for Pokemon. So you would start here at Explore, right? You get loaded into the game. Maybe you go through a tutorial, right? But either way, you're exploring the place. And then you encounter something, and then once you encounter, let's say it's a Pokemon, you capture the Pokemon, you collect it, you level it up, and then you upgrade it. And then you continue to go through this cycle and this loop again and again until you beat the game. It's a very basic breakdown of Pokemon, or like games like that. But knowing these player loops will definitely help you understand your game better, no matter if it's physical or digital. And then just look at an article there. And yeah, then we moved into game mechanics and what they are, formal and dramatic elements as part of that, certain bits and bobs of that as well. And we looked at this text again as a source for pretty much not all the game design showcases in the future, but definitely the ones up until now. I've been pulling a bit on this as well, so full credit where credit's due. This is an amazing text here that you guys can take a look at. It really breaks down everything that you really need to know about game design. This is the 4th edition, by the way. That's why we have the orange cover. But yeah, you guys can take a look at that as well. All these, by the way, are linked. So if you're interested in learning just a bit more, you have that time. Maybe just, it's a pretty long text. It's like almost 600 pages. Then again, the end few pages are just credits. But if you have the time, you can see there's a bunch of chapters here. We got like game design basics here. It kind of runs you down the mindset of game designers. It tells you like iterative design that we covered here as well. You know, passions and skills, play-centric design. It talks about like structures of games, working with there we go, working with formal elements and then working with dramatic elements as well. Goes into way more depth than we could here because otherwise I'd be plagiarizing and just saying word for word what's in here, but without putting my own input on this. But yeah, if you want to take a look, I have leniently borrowed some stuff from this concepts to demonstrate because I think it's an amazing source. There's a bunch of breakdowns, and what I really like about this that kind of sets other texts apart. Yes, you can see prototyping, playtesting, which we'll cover. But it also, at the very end, that last section, kind of looks at working as a game designer. So if you actually want to get into the industry, there's actually tips, and I think there's steps. I haven't read up to this point yet because it's page 389. But at this point, I think from what I briefly scanned, just because I was interested in the title, it does kind of break down like team structures, as it says, what kind of jobs you can do within that, how everything kind of works generally, which is really nice. And then yeah, we have like stages of development and then communicating those designs and whatnot. And then oh, that's really nice. I didn't actually see this. Oh, that's cool. It says understand the new game industry. Yeah, this is really neat as well. So it really gives you a whole like comprehensive guide to everything. But yeah, that's what we talked about day 3. And then today is what we're going to be talking about, which is playtesting and problem solving. So I didn't try to mention this way before, but little disclaimer. even though I have all this knowledge, I am not an expert in the field of physical or digital game design. So just take everything I say with a grain of salt. I'm merely just sharing my knowledge and experience designing my own games, but also designing my own games, but also just interacting with a bunch of games and all that. So yeah, do take what I say with a grain of salt. But if you are in the industry, or you know anyone who is, or you have like some useful insights, whatever it be, do reach out. I would love to know. Do let me know either on Twitter or here in the chat as well, or in comments, I guess, if you're on YouTube in the VOD. But yeah, do let me know. I would love to hear about it. So that being said, let's get straight into talking about playtesting and kind of break that down a little bit. So this is supposed to be our slide for yesterday, but I think it should be all right. Let's go through this. So we kind of mentioned in previous days about playtesting. But essentially, this is one of the most important steps in creating a game. It basically allows you to build the foundation of the game mechanics and rules, and trying to test out the game at certain stages to determine whether or not it feels complete and if there are like any issues. What's important to note here in this step is that the design process is one that game designers often don't typically understand to the fullest. I mean, even I don't really understand it that well at this point in my own journey of designing games and whatnot. Or at the very least, they don't really end up playtesting in a way that gives them any useful information. So we're going to kind of look into some of this as well, and I'm kind of heavily drawing upon I'm kind of really heavily drawing upon the text here that we looked at, the game design workshop, to kind of help me guide me with all that. So hopefully you guys are okay with that, you fellow inventors. But yeah, let's take a more in-depth look here. Sorry, there's an ad rolling for Spotify music here. All right, let's get the music rolling again. Bring this in. Again, do let me know if the audio is too loud. I just want something in the background so it's not silence, which is not the worst thing, but some music is always nice. So yeah, that being said, let's take a look at the process and kind of break down the concepts and whatnot. Kind of analyze each bit about what playtesting is and how it can help us shape the overall experience as well, and not only for us but for the playtesters as well. So again, I'm just going to go over very briefly about iterative design and kind of just recap the importance of it. So if you don't know what it is, it's kind of the process of checking in at every stage of the design and making improvements or like little modifications to the final result as necessary. So previously I kind of made the analogy of like a car production line. So if I'm pretty sure some companies do this like legitimately. I can't think of any at the top of my head, but I believe it's called the... Okay, I don't want to name names here. I believe it's called the... Yeah, no, sorry, the name kind of left me there, but... Essentially, to expand on the analogy, basically, imagine you have a car production line, right? And you're producing all these cars in various steps. But at some point in the step, there's an issue that occurs. It might be minor, it might be major, but let's say just minor for the sake of it, for the sake of argument. Because if it's minor, probably not a lot of people are gonna pay much attention to that, right? So yeah, let's say it's minor, a minor thing. Then what will happen? Usually, is people will probably ignore that and leave it for the next person down. But in this method, what happens is they stop the whole production line. And everybody kind of comes together, being like, okay, what's going on? Let's fix this, right? So they do, and then they send the production line and continue it on, and they keep doing that as issues arise. So with video game and board game design, it's very much like this as well. You'll see from this diagram at the side, it kind of looks like that as you go through each of the phases, going from generating ideas in the concept phase, to formalizing them, then testing it, as you get into the production phase and analyzing all of that stuff. and then revising based off that, and then you kind of go again and again down the spiral until you reach launch phase. With the the time between getting shorter and shorter and shorter, because hopefully by the end of this you don't need to test as much, right? Because probably by this production phase is where your main bulk of testing. You can see there's a lot of loops here, so you probably won't be testing too much in this section, but it's good to have a good foundation at this point. And then as you slowly transition between here or like the production phase, then you can kind of look more into testing a bit more aggressively, I guess you could call it. As you keep going down and down, and hopefully by the Q&A phase, you won't need to change too much, because again, this is more like your end phase of your game, so you don't want to test too much with this, or change up too much, I should say. You can test a lot, but you don't necessarily want to change too much. So at that point, you're about to launch, right? You're about to launch the game. You wouldn't want to make more modifications. So what happens then if you don't spend the necessary time to playtest and go through this iterative design process? Well, you may encounter issues with the game, with player interactions and the overall loops and enjoyment of it. So one prime example that I stumbled upon recently, and I guess not recently because it's been a while since this whole controversy happened, but if you're in the VTuber community, you'll know about, or hopefully know about this this game made by the team over at Gamersubs, V-Card. So, well, the concept of this card game is very interesting. I believe, I don't know how they promote it. Let's just check that out right now. See, how do they promote it? So, get ready for the ultimate entertainment trading card game where the internet's biggest VTubers and iconic content creators come to life. Yeah. Is there a more detailed expression? Doesn't look like it. Stunning collection. Okay, what is V-Card? More than just a trading game. It brings favorite content creators. Exciting collectible universe. Yeah. So that's a pretty interesting concept, right? But with how, and when you read all this stuff, it looks kind of interesting, right? It looks, yeah, it looks kind of interesting. And when you read over the game rules and how everything works, it seems pretty interesting, right? You're like, oh, okay, this is a pretty interesting game, and I believe a lot of people at the time thought the same. But when people actually ended up playing it, or looking more into it, I should say, they found out that actually maybe it's not all that great. Maybe some parts of it, the loops and the overall experience is kind of lackluster, and that's kind of demonstrated here as well with these folks, MBT Yu-Gi-Oh, and another VTuber that we did shout out on this channel, I believe. Did we shout them out? I want to check that. I think we did, right? Way back when. Oh, did we not? Wait a minute. Or either we did or I didn't record it down, but really, I swear we shouted this VTuber out. Okay, if not, we'll do it today. Okay, well there. Anyway, MBT Yu-Gi-Oh and another VTuber, Nova. Sorry if that last name I'm gonna butcher it, but Nova Aokami, I want to say, did a little video on this game, kind of explaining on MBT Yu-Gi-Oh's channel, on how the game works and just playing the game to kind of show how this loop and the whole overall experience doesn't really work to that well, which I do agree on. I think even just from watching them play, some of the game loops are very interesting to say the least. Not in a good way though. So that's one thing you do have to take into consideration when you look at games like this. And I could tell immediately though as well, and I think they mentioned this too in the video, but I think Nova at one point mentions, "Hey, did they actually playtest this game?" Like, genuine question. Did they playtest the game? And I'm like, yeah, they probably didn't. I'm not gonna lie. They probably just went for the first second or third draft of it, and then was like, okay, you know what? That's pretty good. Let's or as good as we see it, and we'll release that. Again, no hate to the Gamersubs, but this card game specifically, it's not the best. I do support them on their other products, but just not this game. So again, this is prime demonstration of how, if you're not attentive to those what may seem like minor aspects of game design, like the iterative design process or just playtesting in general, if you don't put on too much focus on that, then your game's not really that great. You know, I feel like a lot of games can be good if you do put in the playtesting and iterative design process into that and incorporate it in a way that, like, intentionally, in a way where your players will kind of, and you will kind of, or I shouldn't say players, your play testers will benefit from that. So, what are some of the methods then of playtesting? Well, these could be, for example, one-on-one testing. They could be group testing, feedback forms after the fact, interviews. Again, it could be during or after the fact. Again, interviews don't have to be too formal. They could just really just be a series of questions, or I guess leading into this, open discussions as well, just as you're playing. Could be really interesting as well. And then metrics, which basically just means finding like new ways of capturing or gathering that information. That could be either make the process a bit more efficient or just ways of other ways of playtesting, I guess, capturing that data. So how do we actually gather playtesters? You know, you have your game and you wanna playtest it, but you don't have anyone to playtest with, right? What do? Well, once you've written down a concept and have prototyped a basic model of your game, it's time to playtest. So there are various ways you can do it. I think the best way to do it initially is to do self-testing first. So especially when you're just starting off with a concept and whatnot, having that written down, made the basic model of your game, if you self-playtest first before you test with other people, it'll definitely make an experience that, well, at least you know, right, how to work the game and all that, and it's all its inner workings. Even if at that point it's very rough, it's just bare bones. Like you can kind of see with this game here, it kind of looks like some progression line here, and then going to a final boss. It looks like some people are on, actually, yeah, some people are on like different tracks. It looks like, or different tracks actually. Sort of, yeah. It kind of looks like that. But yeah, whatever this game is, but like something like this, right? We have very bare bones. It can just be sketched out like this. Nothing too formal. But as long as you know how to work your game, right? And an important point here is just to make the game work, right? Even if, again, it's really rough, huge like approximation to your final product or what you have in mind, at least making it work first will help in generating more ideas. But when you're self-playtesting, because you are the creator of the game, right? It's very easy to get biased about certain mechanics, certain elements of it. So this may not be, if you're not familiar with like game design and stuff, or you don't design games often, this might be a more difficult concept to grasp. Again, because you're the designer of your own game, you're the creator, it's a bit hard to kind of leave the boundaries, because, you know, the game essentially is your, at least I think, I'd hope most of game designers, I guess I can call myself that, right? Because I have designed games, it's not professionally, but us as game designers, I definitely, if there's any game designers in chat, I think we can all agree that a lot of our games are essentially like our babies, right? We look at them with the most brightest twinkle in our eye, and always wish for the best for it, and don't really see any problems with it, right? Where that's not always the best mindset to have. Yes, if you have an amazing game and you know it, right? You have an amazing game, the mechanics work very well, then yeah, go ahead, by all means. But especially at the beginning stages when you're just coming up with it, keep in mind this like fresh perspective mindset when you're doing all this. Basically just kind of seeing the game as if you were someone else playing it for the first time, right? The first time like interacting with it, to kind of keep that level head so you don't really interject your own biases, and you can clearly see what works and what doesn't. This is, you know, obviously easier said than done, I've definitely fallen into that pit trap myself of me designing a game and then thinking one mechanic is really nice. So in my head, I'm like, you know what? I like this. You know, I like this mechanic. Let's keep it. But then when I actually test it with other people, they're like, I don't know about that one. I don't know. That kind of breaks the game, or like that kind of doesn't work, or you know something else. So just keep in mind that you may get that sort of feedback as well. So yeah, I kind of alluded to this as well, but once you feel it's playable, it's time to test it with some people, some other people other than you. So this could be like friends or family, but just make it so it's not anyone on that design team. If you have a team working with you, make sure it's no one on that team, because again, you're all the creators of the game. You're gonna be biased, whether you like it or not, about certain aspects of the game. Sure, like if you have a team, maybe you'll think differently from each other, right? And you kind of have your own takes on the game and what have you, and have different like biases in terms of what you like and what you don't like. But just to be safe, it's always best to test with other players instead of your internal team, because your internal team has been working on this for a long time. You know, they're really in the nitty-gritty of the game, whereas someone else from the outside really isn't that much. So again, this will kind of give you that fresher perspective as well as you generate more ideas and kind of keep that chain flowing. And then while you might need to present and kind of explain the game to them to begin with, the goal is to get to a version that's playable without much intervention from you. We'll kind of go through the process again later on in the stream about what I mean by this. But on the contrary, you can also try testing with people you don't even know, like strangers or whatnot at like gatherings or events. So even though this may seem a bit intimidating at first, believe me, I haven't like necessarily gone up to strangers and be like, hey, do you want to playtest the game? I definitely have reached out to like friends of friends, right, that I don't really know that much, or that well, or perhaps like classmates as well, or you know, old classmates that I haven't seen in a while, or perhaps see, I'm trying to think. Back when my schooling days on the Sky Cities, I would also kind of reach out again to my classmates. Even if I didn't really know them that well, I'd be like, hey, if I'm designing a game or I'm designing something, you want to test it out, right? And yeah, so this could be a very intimidating process depending on who you are. But doing so will definitely give you more eyes again and opinions on your games, and provide that fresh feedbacks, perhaps. Rather, you know, if you were with family and friends, they'd probably give you either very harsh feedback or just praise your game, which is not always the best if if you have close friends and family to do that. While you could get, you know, very good, like, you could get very great opinions from either end as to what the players like and don't like. Again, that data is kind of skewed because they know you well, right? So they're not going to give as objective of answers, which is kind of what you want to go for here. So let's go more into depth about how to find the ideal playtesters, because you want someone who is actually genuinely interested in the game, right? So simply put, the solution is to draw on the help of your community, as we talked about. This could mean recruiting people from your local high school, college/university, sports clubs, social organization, churches, etc. Possibilities are really endless here, and if you reach out to people, they're most likely, if they're interested, that is, be able to help out most of the time. So it's really important to reach out to these people as well. And then also keep in mind, I kind of actually, yeah, this is kind of going off previous points, but also keep in mind that the more sources you reach out to, including those that may not be knowledgeable or not knowledgeable at all about gaming, in the gaming industry, the stronger results you'll have, right? Think of someone who's not in the game design, or not into game design or games at all, right? If you take them into account in your playtesting, because maybe they've never not interacted with the game. There's probably a few games they have, but let's say they haven't interacted with your genre of games, right? If they haven't interacted with your genre of games, and if they're willing to test out the game, you would definitely get a lot of good notes on that, because while they perhaps might not know the little intricacies or the strategies of games in that genre, or know like the mindset to take in as you start, or how to interact with certain things. So it's very useful in kind of breaking down your game and be like, okay, how does this actually work? I talk about as well, what day was it? I don't remember what day was it, but somewhere in our game design showcase journey so far, I did talk about how in order to fully understand your game, you had to break it. And this is kind of going through that process of breaking it and putting it back together until it gets stronger and stronger and stronger, and then you have a final game result, right? So you gotta be okay with breaking your game a little bit. Kind of saddening though when things do break and you can't figure out what's happening and why that is, but I think that applies more with video games because it is coding and all that, and also design work and a whole bunch of complicated things. But with board games, this could just look like a certain mechanic being absolutely broken, either intentionally or not intentionally. But yeah, be okay with breaking your games. Is kind of what I'm saying here. So the next step after that is to narrow down the pool until you find those that are articulate enough to convey their opinions to you. So this is important as well. If they can't really hold conversations that well on the phone for too long, perhaps not consider them as a candidate. However, you can guide them with certain questions as well that may guide them to know, or guide you to know whether or not they'd be interested in seeing your game come to fruition. So, for example, asking about their hobbies. Why did they respond to whatever reach out that you had, right? Whether it be a poster, whether it be like a poster you put up at your local game store, or perhaps just word of mouth or something like that, right? Or like how often you would buy this type of game, right? Or if you would interact with this game at all. And if you have played games like this, what are your experiences with those compared to these, right? I think I talk about that a little bit later as well. But yeah, playtesting with your target audience. So now you have that pool of people that fits your target audience for your game. You want your playtesters that are willing to go out of their way and spend their time and money to buy your game. So not necessarily like what I mean by that, it's not necessarily they're gonna buy it on release, but they're definitely gonna be willing to do that, right? It's not like a confirmed thing. But because of this, they will give you far more relevant feedback than someone who isn't interested at your game at all, which is kind of obvious, but it just makes more sense. The people who are interested in the stuff that you make will generally have genuine feedback and opinions about it. Kind of like give an example here for me. I love games, right? I love games. I love designing games and kind of playing games to kind of figure out how they work, all the different mechanics and stuff behind them. So perhaps if someone asked me to, play test the game, of course I would probably need to take a while to kind of bring my thoughts together. Maybe send them, maybe have a feedback form or send a message like a DM or something to them, because I would probably have to gather my thoughts after the play session. But if you get used to this process as well, it's not just applicable. This like process of playtesting and then asking your playtesters how everything works and like if there's any improvements that you could be made as well, can not only just be applied with game design, video games, and physical games, but it also just be applied with anything that needs problem solving, right? Or anything, any projects that you make, right? So let's say you give a speech about something, right? And perhaps afterwards you send out a form to the audience saying, hey, is there any, like, how did you like the presentation? Also, is there any improvements that I can make for next time, right? Even if there aren't, even if there isn't a next time, if there's just a one-off thing, but like, if anything like that occurs again and I'm participating in it, any tips, anything you liked, you didn't like, stuff like that. So very applicable to other parts of your life as well, and it'll help you kind of develop this mindset of always wanting to improve on your designs, wanting to improve on certain things, which was really nice. Really nice to have. Very forward-thinking kind of mindset there. But yeah, so I kind of touched on this a bit before, but all right, sorry, mentors. I kind of sorry, I had to cough there for a second. But yeah, basically, where was I? Oh yeah, I kind of touched on this point a bit before, but kind of asking them as well to compare, you know, your game with others on the market and kind of provide any information on that was very helpful as well, because you may not know all the games, right, that's in that genre, even if you are interested and have a lot from that genre. There are so many games that get released like all the time, so you never know what's there. You know, not even just at your local like specialized game store, but even at like malls or like little spaces. I know. I gotta search up if this is a branch thing or if this is a local thing or not, because I don't want to dox myself. But before I talk about it. Okay, so okay, it's not too local, I would say. Okay, so it should be fine. Yeah, it should be fine. All right. Well then, yeah. So what I was gonna say, like, you can find it with compare it with other games, in that genre or whatever. And obviously, there's so many games that come out all the time. So even just at your at places you don't expect to have like much games. Like I know, one place that's not dedicated to games. They're dedicated to more like books and all that little books, novels, and text, graphics, novels, and what have you, manga, stuff like that. Is Indigo Chapters, which is I just researched, which is a pretty Canadian thing. Yes, I am Canadian. Hey, hello. Hey. but yeah, so if you're in Canada, you'll know that about Indigos and Chapters. Pretty big store. But yeah, they mainly sell like books and whatnot, right? So they do have a section near the magazines. Typically is where they put it. You know, obviously every layout is going to be different, but my local one and the ones in my area kind of generally put it by the magazines, if not by the records, which is a bunch of games. They don't have a huge selection, but they do have a good amount. So even in places like that, you could even just, if you don't want to buy the game and actually play it, right? You can even just take a look at the little description of the game and how it plays. And perhaps if you want as well, because now we're in that internet age where you can search up pretty much everything. Perhaps going to YouTube as well after and just taking a look at like how to plays and like demonstrations of the gameplay will help you as well if you don't have anyone really knowing too much about games, or you want to like just look more into it, right? But most importantly, these people will also be able to tell you what they like and don't like in extensive detail, because they're interested in the side of games and whatever genre you're making as well. And by tapping into your audience, you'll be able to uncover a whole world of like useful information and gain insight into your game that no one else can provide. So I kind of, again, I've been mentioning some of these points there and back, but taking notes is very important when it comes to playtesting. Mainly just because you want to remember things that happen, right? You don't want to forget necessarily what goes on, even if you think you can remember it. Trust me, you can. especially if you run a ton of play sessions, like we've seen with this graph here. So little thing. As you keep going down, you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's like eight cycles of testing, right? You're not gonna remember all 8 cycles in every little detail. So taking notes is very important when it comes to playtesting. And again, while it may seem at times you don't really need to take them, you will probably likely forget after like the 3rd or 4th session. So when taking notes, you will not only allow you to track the player's thoughts, but also gonna help you go back through them as well and notice at certain points what kind of concerns or issues or questions that may need to be addressed, right? So put simply, if you don't take notes, you will kind of lose that sight of what's really important and certain player reactions as well, which is very important to capture in the moment. Player reactions to certain things. I believe. Okay, I don't know if I mentioned it here. I'm just gonna check. Okay, I think I do. Just later on. So I'm gonna refrain from talking too much about what I wanted to talk about, but on a more like structural basis, this is kind of an example of something that you could a little structure that you could take when it comes to taking notes and whatnot. So you'll see that there's divided into 3 sections. One being in-game observations, and then post-game questions, and then our 3rd section here is the revision ideas. So in the in-game observations, basically just writing down your thoughts as you kind of watch the testers play your game. And of course, you can ask questions as well within that. For example, some of the things in here are like, what did you feel as your turn ended? How does the navigation seem confusing? Why did you move to that location? Why are you pausing there? Stuff like that, right? And it's very important as well. Actually, I guess we'll cover this later, so I'll kind of skip on that idea. Yeah, we'll cover that later. And then we get into post-game questions. So at this section, it basically consists of asking your players about their thoughts on your game, right? So after the fact, of course. So for example, like, what was your first impression? How did that impression change you as a player? Was there anything you found frustrating? Was there anything that you enjoyed or found satisfying? Did the game drag on at any point? That's very important as well. If your game drags on at any point, do have your playtesters let you know, because the worst thing that can happen is your game dragging on just a bit too long, or perhaps way too long, and no one really mentions it, and then you publish it, and then people realize, oh, dang, this game is dragging on a bit much. Perhaps I don't know why they didn't change that, right? And you're like, oh, dang, I shouldn't have taken that into consideration because it makes so much sense, right? So yeah, asking little questions about that as well. Also important as well, on the contrary, asking if the game's too short, right? If the players want more. Or perhaps, again, kind of go back to day 1 stuff. If your procedural rhetoric around the game is that you want to make it short because you want to drive home a certain story, I guess, a certain narrative through the rules, or a certain message you want to convey through the rules of it being a short game, right? Perhaps, I don't know. Let's see, what was something quick? If your game, let's say, is about... Okay, I'll just take an example of an existing game called Kites, where essentially you have these little sand timers, and you have to... Every player that's playing has a hand of cards that matches the color of each, like the hand of kites, right? That matches the color of each of those sand timers. And as they tick down, your goal is to kind of rotate, take turns, and kind of play down certain cards. And as you play down those cards that align with certain colors, you turn over the sand timer. But what makes it fun is because I'm pretty sure each timer has a different time or different length to it. So what's really fun is that you'll have these sand timers. You kind of have to strategize ahead of time. Be like, okay, if I play like an orange card to turn around that timer, are you able to play like this color card because we need it now, or else if the sand timer runs out, then we lose the game, right? So if the rhetoric there, especially if you take a look at kites, right? What do kites need to stay up? They need wind. They need that lift, right? And I guess the mechanic there is that, like, flipping those tiles or flipping the sand timers and whatnot is kind of like boosting your kite up with wind. And if you can't do that in time, the kite falls down, right? So that kind of procedural rhetoric plays into the kites kind of, I was gonna say lore, the kites lore, the kites kind of game, right? So games can be intentionally short, they can be intentionally long. Some are just, this is an interesting concept as well. Some games don't necessarily, aren't initially designed to be long, but then because of how the community interacts with it and whatnot, it ends up taking way longer than expected. And this is not necessarily a bad thing as well. It just kind of depends on the game and the style of game as well, and how you kind of adapt to your players perhaps spending longer lengths in that game. So what I'm kind of thinking of, and kind of what made me think about this, talk about this, is Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Is notoriously long, at least modern day Yu-Gi-Oh! Is notoriously known for taking forever. You have a chain of like 20-minute single attacks. Probably not that bad, but honestly, knowing Yu-Gi-Oh! Probably is that bad. But my point is here is that it probably takes so long to dish out one move, or one turn, I guess, of the game, because you have all this setup that you got to do with certain cards. It can really just feel like it's going on forever, which is good for the person who's doing all that stuff, because they can feel satisfied with chaining a bunch of things together and activating these powerful monsters and what have you. But for the receiving player, especially if they know that, like, oh shoot, this chain, if I let them go into it, then I'm just gonna basically be OTK'd and just killed that turn. They're kind of just sitting ducks, which is kind of unfortunate, but especially if you have no other routes and you're like, oh shoot, and then they pull off a huge move just to rub it in your face. I'm not necessarily speaking from personal experience because I haven't played Yu-Gi-Oh! Before, but from the clips I've seen, definitely feels like that. But yeah, a little tangent there about game design. Let me just take a little swig of water. I'm going to do a little hydration check as well. Inventors, oh gosh, my tracking breaks as soon as I lift this up to my face. Hydration check, inventors. A lot of talking, so I need to make sure my vocal cords aren't dying on me. But yeah, you can see here as well, there's talk about formal elements and dramatic elements like we covered here. And because this picture specifically is taken from the text, so they kind of go into what they talk about with everything. So again, if you're interested, go check out Game Design Workshop. I might actually start linking it as well in the description, but we'll see. Depending on how much I use it, we'll see if we want to link it as well. And then it kind of looks into procedures, rules, and interfaces and controls as well. Again, they break this down a lot in that text, so go ahead, check that out if you're interested. And then we get to the end of the session. Just a ton of questions here as well that you can kind of dive into. Of course, you don't have to ask like every single question, but just the ones that you feel are important at the time. And then of course you have your last section, which is revision ideas. So anything based off those, once you've read and kind of analyzed them, taken the day to sleep on it, anything that you think, okay, given these things that people said about the game, how can I improve it, right? How can I work towards something better? And you kind of write this down, and then once you get to, let's go back to the graph here. So this will kind of be the evaluation step here, and then you revise, and then you can see we test again. So that would kind of be what that process would look like. You would have the testing commence, right? The play testing, and then your players give you an analysis, and you evaluate it. You revise everything in your revision notes, and then come back to them and be like, hey, let's test the game again, right? Or maybe it's a different group, but you'd be like, hey, playtesters, let's test the game. We'll go through that process again and again and again until you refine it down to something you like, and something that actually seems worthy of being on shelves or works, right? Works pretty smoothly, has like barely any conflict, any bumps. So yeah. So more specifically, what to do during these sessions, and how to kind of lead and run it. Some very important notes here to keep in mind for running a successful playtesting session. As the person who is leading the playtesting sesh, is to not lead. Do not lead. So you'll learn that the most from your players by observing what they do and how they interact with the game, rather than telling them what to do, or leading them into it, right? If they ask a question about the game, or don't know, there's some hesitation or don't know what to do, and they reach to you to help, it's better to kind of describe what, or ask them how they would describe what to do in that scenario, rather than you being like, okay, this is what you do. And I've definitely, looking back at my own experience, I've definitely fallen into this trap of being like, okay, you're supposed to do this, 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 instead of asking, okay, what do you think you're supposed to be doing at this point, right? I know that can kind of sound like passive aggressive, but like, but like, the point is to get them thinking about the game, and how they personally go through all the mechanics of it and all that, so that you can take notes and kind of understand where your game is at, right? From a objective perspective. Yeah, so I was going to say the last point there. Yeah, so if they reach any roadblock during play, then you kind of know what to do, and you'll know that you've identified an issue that needs to be addressed. So very important. Do not lead is the first tip in running your playtest sessions. And another one as well is to kind of remind playtesters to think out loud. This is not a very intuitive process to a lot of people when they are playing games, right? A lot of us kind of just think in our heads, like, okay, this is what you do, this is what you do. Do you do this, right? So it's very important to do this though, as it will give you vital information and help you understand where every player's head is at any given time, and how they kind of think about your game and its mechanics. Again, as I said, most people aren't used to this, so you might need to give them some encouragement or like little prompts through those questions that we discussed as well, to kind of lead them into their own thoughts, or just lead them into speaking out loud about what they do. I would recommend, if you're running a playtest sesh, don't do like a session where you guys don't have, you just kind of have the game there and nothing much else. I would maybe have a little snacks, maybe like hang out a little bit, right? Maybe talk a little bit beforehand, and then get into the game, just to get to know your players, especially if there are people you don't really know that well. That'd be always a nice chill way to do it. I would stray away from making it too formal, because then it could just feel a bit pressured and kind of giving answers, which obviously you don't want to do with people. So the last bit of advice, more so for you as the person designing the game, is to consider quantitative data. So in addition to taking notes on what players like and don't like, as well as what they tend to pick up quickly or slowly, find difficulty grasping, use feedback, or what you use, what they find difficult and all that stuff. Consider using feedback forms as well. Consider using feedback forms to generate more concrete data that shows those trends. So a simple like Google Forms could work as well, just after the fact. Kind of having them relay everything they kind of said in that form, just to have it as something there, you know. Definitely very helpful when it comes to visualizing all that data out, but also to kind of look back at later and see like, okay, you know, is one part of the game more important to focus on right now and develop than another part, you know? Can I like, is this part already good? Like, are we fine with not developing that a bit more? Or is something else more important at this point, right? So again, I'm gonna point to this text here. Amazing little thing to check out. I will probably link this going on, in the descriptions and whatnot. Maybe I'll do it tonight, but yeah, a lot of great stuff here. So, I was gonna. This is for yesterday. That we're supposed to design a game. I don't know if we want to go through that today because we still have the actual showcase of a final game design, and it's getting quite late. So we'll just kind of go into that right after this. But yeah, yesterday we did go over with Metal Gear Solid. So again, take a look at these slides. They're all linked in the description and what have you, in the bios. You find it wherever. So yeah, that was. Oh, I just realized it says Shadowverse still. Hold up. Hold on. Have I not changed the? Wait, hold up. I'm kind of embarrassed. Have I not changed the bottom text to say? Oh, I haven't. Oh no. All right, hold up. Inventors, I need to change this real quick. And of course, following this philosophy of playtesting and iterating on stuff, if any of you guys take a look at the slides and notice any anything that I might need to modify or change, please let me know. In a sense, you guys are my playtesters when it comes to these slides, because there's a lot of text and I can't. Sometimes there's like little grammatical errors that your brain goes over, because like if you for example, if I doubled up these two words, right? If I just read in my head, be like, we see this concept being placed a lot in like films, blah blah blah. Current tensions to give us, right? My brain kind of skips over the two twos, at least in my head, which is why when you're when you're also taking notes as well for playtesting, read them out loud. It might be a bit cringe to kind of read your own notes out loud, and other players' thoughts, but it's very important because then you'll have a better understanding. If there's any confusion as well in that, it'll help out. Right, I think we're good. I didn't make that mistake on day one, did I? Okay, no, we're good. All right, let me just change this real quick. Metal Gear Solid. All right. Oop. Spelled solid wrong. There we go. That was pretty fun though yesterday. If you haven't caught that stream, we did some Metal Gear Solid yesterday. I have the what's it called, the Masters Collection, I want to say it's called, Volume 1. So that's, I believe, the first 3 games. So yeah, I don't know actually how much Metal Gear Solid games there are. How many Metal Gear Solid games are there? Let's see. It's probably a lot by now, right? Yeah, 11 games. Yeah, they're quite a good amount of games at this point. So we only have the first 3. I don't know if I want to invest in getting the other ones. I'll see how much I like with the first 3. And kind of go from there. Again, I don't know. Hold on. Let's actually search this up. Metal Gear Solid 3. Let's see what year the 3rd one came out in. Let's give an idea of the graphics at the time. Okay, not bad. Not bad. Okay. Looking more modern by 3rd game. Let's see how the 2nd game looks. Because I remember the 1st game looking a bit rougher, I guess you could call it. But that's only because of the limitations of the device at the time of the gaming medium and the graphics of the time. Still, there's something nostalgic about that, isn't there? If you think about that. That's a whole nother tangent for later, but for another time, but very interesting. I'm pretty sure this screenshot is, though, from 2nd game, I want to say. At least I haven't encountered it in the 1st game yet. But yeah, so that was the slides for that. Let's go ahead and showcase real quick our game. So this is today's part of the stream that I was meant to do. The little showcase of our final design, because today we're supposed to be covering final design and feedback. So we'll go ahead and take a look at that. I will also post this adventure on Twitter as well once I'm done, so you guys can give your own feedback on this, and if you want to run the game yourself, feel free to as well. You won't have to worry about, even though I use just here, let's go to actually the publisher view. Seeing the code there is kind of weird. Just zoom up the screen a bit. But yeah, you'll see here. Where are we? Yeah, you'll see here with the adventure and whatnot. I am using the honey heist system. So if you are new to this system, you'll have to learn a bit about it, but it's not too advanced. It's probably the most basic system you can have for a TTRPG. And then you can see here as well, I'm using the Game Master's Guide to Random Encounters. So you don't necessarily need to buy this book in order to get it, because I have written down notes for it, for that, the locations and all that. So for example, go to here, the important locations. Or I guess this is the folder for it. I also have a music folder as well. Yeah, I also have a music folder for that as well. So you can, you guys can, if you're GMing, some selection of music that kind of fits in with theming. Obviously, if you find your own music, feel free to use it, but we'll just look into this real quick. Game notes. So yeah, it looks at all these different locations, kind of give notes initially to the GM about how to use those locations and order them. Because there's a specific order I kind of want generally the GM to follow. I hope this is clear. I will have to kind of look back at this. But you can see here, again, let me just zoom up. But you can see here, you don't have to actually buy the book. The ones that are included in this, locations that are available for this adventure, I've kind of put into here. We have the description here from the book. We have the internal location, again, from the book as well. Any GM notes, variant encounters. Some of these are modified for the sake of this adventure specifically, just because it's for my world, and not all encounters and stuff would fit in. This is meant for a D&D 5e system, so it's not necessarily going to fit in with the honey heist, and the creatures and whatnot may not be relevant to our thing as well. So if we say, for example, you see like a red dragon, right? There aren't dragons in our in our world, unless you fabricate it out of like earth elements and stuff. Again, this is more because it's a TTRPG. I'm more lenient on the whole powers thing, because in our world, like in our actual world, my lore wise, our world, people do wield these powers and whatnot, but it's all practical. So for example, for us in the realm of sky, we mainly wield the power of lightning, but it's not in a, you know, in like actually channel lightning through my body kind of thing. It's from practical means. So like our generators, the power our huge sky cities is a way that we generate, quote unquote, generate our own electricity. I have a glove. If I ever get like a full-blown model, or get art for my model, or for my person, I guess, then you'll kind of see this. But, or I should say art that has that. But yeah, again, if I have a full-blown model or anything like a live 2D model, and when I get that commissioned, which I don't know if I want at this point, because I have this, and this works, but I don't know. You might want to invest in that in the future. It just, oh gosh, VTuber models are a lot these days, and it's hard to find, because there's so many, the market's just gone so saturated over these years. It's hard to find reliable riggers and artists because you don't know who's bots and who aren't. There are a lot of bots now, which kind of suck, but because I get a lot of bots on my Twitter following me sometimes, in like huge waves as well. If like one day I wake up and I'm like at like 10 followers all at once, I'm like, that's a bit suspicious. Going to the what's it called, the info on each account, GFX artist. I'm like, well, you already know. It's like, yep. And then I used to block those bot accounts. Like they were clearly like bots. If I didn't know, I'd kind of just remove them as a follower, because I didn't want to risk anything. But because if you're actually following me and then you see me blocking you, you're like, hey, what's up with this person? But yeah, I can't really keep up with that now. Nor do I really care too much about the followers or the kind of moderation of followers on Twitter. Not to say that I don't care at all. I will occasionally check back and be like, okay, are these actual bots or not? Because I want to know, like, you know, roughly how much actual people are interested in my content and following me for good reasons, you know. But yeah, back to this game. back to this game. This is our locations and whatnot. So if you drop down this menu, you'll see we have a lot of locations, a lot of different tabs, which will kind of help you skip through some of these parts. You have here you have, it's a typical like structure. You have the location name, map, and then description, interior, any notes for the GM specifically. So players can also look at this. Just GM notes are more specific to the person running the adventure. Again, any variant encounters that you want to roll doesn't necessarily have to be rolled. You can kind of make up encounters as you go, but if you'd like more structure to it, I know some people, you know, prefer that. Then you can take a look at this, and you can see every time I have a note here as well, if the table has been altered slightly or just very much, depending on what it is. So again, you don't really need the actual Game Master's Guide to more random encounters to play this. But if you have it, it helps, because then you can draw on more, as the GM, you can draw on more locations and what have you. But yeah, you have the non-player characters, the NPC log, a little bit about them, certain abilities they have, personality, and then that's kind of the typical format. And see, we have the Armor Charmer. Some of these are really interesting as well. So shout out to all the people that made this. Amazing. So yeah, and then we have Trunk, what is it called? Truncated Tailors. Really interesting. I believe, okay, maybe not this one. I'm trying to find the, where is it? Hold up. Oh, no, it is this. Okay, so what's interesting about this location and why I included it, it's not only a good place for your party to get like armor and tools and whatnot, but if they go into this, I believe it's this one, this little arrow here, open it up, and they pop under to this location that we showed. You can see this little chest here, or the trunk, they call it, and pull it outside. They can come down to this staircase here and pop down to the Truncated Tailors, which is another little secret location. So little things like that. It's really nice. And then later on, we'll see we have a shop in space. We also have Fountain of Mixed Blessings, which will give you, whoever puts in a personal item, one blessing, like one good thing, and then one bad thing. Obviously, I had to change the whole table for this because, oh yeah, you can see this is our, the Fountain of Blessings is our boss fight location, so the final boss location. That has to be this and our starting location, which is the Intercontinental for this, have to be locked in. So you can't change the location of it. You can't put anything after, or actually, you can only put specific locations after it. But anything between the Intercontinental and the mountain is kind of up to you. So you can put as much and as less as you want, which is kind of nice. Kind of customizable length playtime as well, which is I find it's really nice. And the little like sessions I ran of this with some of my friends and other people from like communities, as we were talking about, this whole like changing of locations and whatnot was really nice. They found a lot of the locations interesting. Oh my gosh, I didn't. Well, apparently some of this is unfilled. Wow. Okay, I need to change that. I'll put a note to self somewhere. Hold on, let me get a piece of paper to note this down. Actually, you know what I'll do? I put a nope. Okay, let's go. Let's put a comment here. Fill this in, Wilson. Fill this in, man. Okay, we gotta fill that in. Wow, can't believe I didn't see that. That's crazy. Yeah, because without it, you won't really know too much about the character that much without the book, which I don't want. I don't want anyone really to buy more than they, or yeah, use any more resources than they need to. Stuff like this. But yeah, really in-depth description as well. Casino games here as well, because this is a location that does include a casino. the inverted casino, which is really interesting. They kind of go down this. Is it from here? No, it's from here, in this little back door, which will be kind of. If you go here, it has like a little arcane enchantment. So you do have to unlock that. And there's certain requirements to unlock that as well. So if you are able to get past that, you can go down here into the inverted casino, or if Jinx, I guess, allows you in, you can go back here and interact with this casino, which is why it's called the inverted casino. It's because it's on the floorboards of this. So it's, to you, in your perspective, you're kind of like, well, the stairs kind of look like they're going, but the stairs would be going down as normal. So in your perspective, it's normal. But because it's underneath the floorboards of the supply shop, then to anyone who's actually just in that room, right, from a objective perspective, anyone who's in that room kind of will see the whole stuff on the floor here on the ceiling, and it's all held together by a gravity spell, so no worries of anything falling apart and kind of dropping or anything. So everything's kind of held up as it would be normally, so no need for any worry there. But yeah, if we head down to the fountain here, another additional thing I added was this. Yeah, I say it here. This part of the adventure is unique to WBC Realms. It has been added on top of the encounter for story purposes, which is our boss fight, and it kind of goes through the different stages of that fight and how to deal with that, and then as well how to deal with the boss here. Yeah, I haven't really got too much with the boss as well. You don't really need to track too much in terms of what happens here. I just put this advantage and disadvantage tracker as well, in case anyone needs it. You don't necessarily have to use everything here. But there's also a moveset here as well for that boss creature, and certain things got to roll. So this is kind of borrowed from D&D mechanics. So we have, like, for example, we have roll dice, and then we have essentially what is actually, I guess this is called as hit in D&D terms. This is like the hit dice, and then this is the roll dice, I guess. Yeah, or is it? This is the hit dice. I think this would be counted as the hit dice, and then this would be the roll to, like, succeed. Right? Yeah. And it kind of describes what happens as well. But because in a honey heist system there aren't health values, unless you want to add that in yourself, it's a bit more variable on what you can do. But yeah, so those are the locations and whatnot for this. And then the next few pages kind of summarize the adventure. Of course, if you want just brief details of those locations that we just looked at, then this is where everything would play into place here. This introduction is just for the game master to kind of read out loud. It's a nice, like, little written thing already that you can have to either introduce your game, or you can choose to introduce it in a different way once you get used to it. And there's a little note on the bottom here that everything that the GM describes is kind of will go, you know. You have full control of the adventure and whatnot. But yeah, here's some, like, key locations. I'll zoom this out a tiny bit. Okay, no, I'm just seeing on stream it's kind of not working that way. Zoom back in. But yeah, so this kind of goes over those locations again. The Intercontinental, your starting location. I'll kind of give a brief description. Any NPCs there. I guess I'll give a better description than if you looked at the. If you looked at the character sheet, like the document that we looked at before. I don't know why this is looking like this. Okay, now it might just be a formatting issue. Actually, no, I don't think that was formatting. I think I did that intentionally. Never mind. But yeah, it tells you a bit more about the character, the motivations, and what have you. Just get a better idea of everything. Again, either for the players to look at briefly, or the GM specifically to look at as well. But of course, players are free to look at this. Yeah, just all the locations that can be used. So we can count that there are, including starting and ending location, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? Like, of course, you don't need to use all 8 of these. You kind of vary it. These last 2 are just kind of ways for players to get back to where they were before, because this adventure takes you onto another planet. So via the blimps in the sky of Astro, or sorry, I should say the sky city of Astria, they kind of take you into space, into another planet. So yeah. Again, this says map details, so you can see it in this folder here. I don't want to necessarily play any of the music because I don't want to be stricken by copyright. It should be fine from what I researched, but again, I don't want to risk it. But here as well, we have a player tracker that I've made for that. So if you want to print out something to kind of easily track down all these little bits and bobs, or just note down digitally, because it's not always great to print out a bunch of paper, because once it's used up, it's used up. Might not be the most convenient as well to track everything. But yeah, just some stuff there. That's the basic adventure there. And if we go back to this tab, I'm just going to reset everything. If we go back to here, you'll see that we're working on another adventure with the Honey Heist system, and perhaps some locations from the Game Master's Guide to More Random Encounters, but we'll kind of see. We determined the story already. We're looking at modifying this table. Everything about what you can do in the game is kind of going to stay the same, and then all this stuff is obviously going to be changed with the locations that we come up with. But yeah, I just kind of copy and pasted the code here. I am using here GM Binder. If you don't know what it is, it's a great tool to help you make a bunch of documents for either your TTRPG adventures, or just as a nice little formatting thing to make documents. You will have to know how to use a tiny bit of HTML, but they do teach you once this gets booted up. So if I go create a new document, let's say, and we'll title this test, and we save this, you'll see that it kind of gives you an overview here on how GM Binder works, because they have specific keyword shortcuts and like internal things as well. And of course, if looks all the stuff here. And of course, you can always look online as well to see what they have. I had to take some knowledge as well from online. So if we go to what's it called? HTML. Yeah, so if you go to W3 schools here, they have a whole class on HTML, which will help you learn all the ins and outs of it. Probably more than you need to know for GM Binder, but some things in more detail will be interesting to learn about here. Like just formatting stuff as well, just how to format, how to structure all your HTML documents, right? And all that, how to insert links as well internally, you kind of understand how that works instead of just copy and pasting stuff and hoping it works. Adding tags, some of these stuff might not work because I believe GM Binder has a different system. So again, a lot of this stuff might not work. Let's go ahead and delete this. How do we delete? How does one delete? Edit? No. Can you just not delete stuff? Yeah, well, I'll have to take a look at that later. But yeah, that's kind of all that we have planned for today. Is this slides, the showcase. I didn't want to make too much slides for you guys because we did have to cover yesterday's, so I didn't want to do that. But I guess for now, we can just chill. We can just have a good time and chill. What shall we do, guys? Mentors, let me know. What shall we be doing for the rest of the stream? I'm probably gonna go until for another like 15 to 20 minutes. We'll kind of just chill out. But yeah, I guess I might as well in that time talk about my stream plans again. I'm kind of moving to a whenever I'm free basis in terms of streaming. So unlike this and last week where I'm a bit more free, um, you may not always see me have a schedule. So if I do have stream stuff, I'll try to post it in advance because usually I'll have all the assets and stuff created in advance anyway. So might as well. Let's turn off the music actually. Okay, hold up. Alright, there's still some. Still playing on my end. I'm just gonna stop it real quick. But yeah, so I'm now kind of moving to a whenever I'm free format. I'll try to make assets in the schedule or whatever in advance and then post it to share with you guys because I kind of do that. If I have the assets ready, I might as well share with you when I'm streaming anyway because most likely scheduled. So yeah, otherwise you might see some gorilla streams here and there. I want to try. Okay, one stream type I've always kind of been kind of afraid to take on are Azatsus, just because it's just chatting, which is not necessarily bad, but you do need an audience for that. So, or I guess just ramble. Sadly, I don't get too many live viewers. I do get some people watching the VOD, so that's very much appreciated. So thank you guys who do watch the VOD. Very appreciative, you fellow inventors. And feel free to check me on Twitch. Check me over on Twitch as well if you've been following my YouTube content. But again, discoverability on Twitch is not the best. But yeah, I think what we can do now that I don't know. Okay, sorry, I'm just kind of gonna loop back to my scatterbrain. Oh my gosh, my scatterbrain. Okay, I'm gonna loop back to the whole like streaming thing. Yeah, whenever I'm free, basically. I don't know when my next stream will be. It might be, a week from now. It might be a few months. Who knows? Last time, before all this, I think the last time I streamed. Well, let's just take a look. Last time I streamed was like, let's see. Just going to my channel right now. Last time I streamed before all this game design showcase stuff was like, well, now like 3 months ago. So it's pretty extreme. At least when it comes to content creation, because 3 months is like, from a content creator side, 3 months, bro. Even like 1 month is might as well be a year. 3 months at that point might as well be a decade. So there's a lot of things that go by really fast. Like I don't know what it was. I think recently today, I was this is not VTuber related, but I was watching some creators online on like YouTube, I believe. Some what was it? I can't remember what it was, but what I do know is that I haven't caught up with the content in a while. So like I suddenly see it on my recommend page. I'm like, oh okay, let's take a look. I go into that and I'm like, yeah, I go into that and I just see like the progress that they've made and I'm like, oh my gosh, when did this happen? When did so much happen in that little span of time? Like when what? I know it's only been like probably a few months, and a lot can happen in a few months, but it wasn't that big of a gap from what I remember. So just like, dang, like so much can happen. So yeah, you'll probably see me around very sparingly. I'm not really this whole VTubing thing. I'm not really doing it as like a serious thing just yet. Who knows? Maybe in the future. Who knows? Once I'm more comfortable with that, I might decide to do it further in the future. I know the other guys here at WBC have kind of, I don't know if they've retired their positions, but they've definitely stopped creating content as frequently, if not at all. I know, okay, content wise, Bishop, I know he's really busy with his Cryo Hero duty. I can't speak. I can't speak. English is not working. That's what happens when I keep chatting for like, how long has it been now? For like a good, yeah, almost 2 hours now. nonstop. My brain just goes on autopilot and just doesn't work. But yeah, I know like Bishop. If you don't know who Bishop, who I'm referring to, he is my gen mate for WBC. We are a group of friends who have decided to make a little group together. Nothing like official. We're not like a VTuber agency or anything. We're just a group of friends looking to have some fun with streaming and whatnot. Test that out. We're not accepting any like applications or anything for that group. It's kind of just the three of us. Uh, Hence the name WBC. It's an acronym of each of our names. We have me, Wilson Goldfinch, and then Bishop, and well, technically is this nickname, but Crow as well for the C part of WBC, and the split part. Well, that kind of just I would have to go into channel lore, previous lore, because it back in the day, our channel has gone through so many iterations. So if you were there for back way back when, then you'll know what happened to our channel, and you'll know our original origins. May have been, may have not been. For legal purposes, I cannot confirm or deny, but it may have been some kind of birds that may have been angry. I'll say that much. You could probably, if you wanted to, find some of our old videos. I don't know if they actually. Okay, the other guys probably privated them. I know. Gosh, oh gosh, I was almost gonna say his. Bro, I was almost gonna say his name back then. But no. Crow. But I was almost gonna say what his name was back then. Would have spoiled some stuff, but yeah, no. I think Crow took it down because he was the main guy that managed all that stuff and posted all the videos and whatnot. We kind of just were in it, but I don't know if he's probably put that private at this point. But yeah, again, the Zatsu stuff, I'm kind of afraid of, even though I'm kind of technically doing it right now, because it's kind of just been chatting. I usually like to do chatting and something else other than that. So it is what it is. I think what we can do now, we can go into our VTuber shoutouts for the day. And then we will probably transition to some chill gaming and kind of just chill out, chillax, all that. For the people on Twitch, we will try to raid someone today. I think I forgot to do that last stream. Sorry about that, but actually, did we? No, we did last stream. I don't think I did stream before or some other streamer forgot to raid at the end. I'm still getting used to Twitch. I haven't even set up my like proper like about me stuff yet, so I'll have to figure out how to do that. And I have to design things for that, or either have Bishop take a look at that as well. If you guys don't know who Bishop is, you should check him out. He's pretty interesting. He did like when he was active, he did a bunch of interesting content. If you go to my like a homepage on YouTube, which is where I mainly stream, you'll see his channel at the very bottom. If you scroll down to our gen mates here and click on Bishop, he used to do a bunch of like chill gaming stuff, a lot of cozy chill games. I say for the most part because I'm seeing needy streamer overload here. Not as cozy, but he did also stream a ton of Nier, which we just recently got into. So if you want to know more about the game there, then you can check him out. Check him out there. Yeah, he does mostly like comfy streaming content. And of course, if you go, actually, I might just link this right now for the people. This is Bishop's YouTube and Twitch. This is Bishop's Twitter, so you guys can go ahead and check that out. I'll also link you guys to our official page as well. Our banner is kind of outdated. We haven't been able to update that because I think we lost the asset to the banner, so we have to create that again. But there we are. It does say live Monday through Fridays and Sunday, which will used to be our schedule, but now it's kind of just whenever we're free to make content. And Crow doesn't do any streaming. He does mainly video content. He's put out one thing I think right now, which is a podcast. So go check that out. I know he's still developing his own episodes. I think it's okay for me to say this, but I think it's okay for me to say this. I shouldn't get bonked too hard, but but essentially, I do know he is working on other episodes right now, and even has some like scripts done for that. He just hasn't gone around to record them yet. He's pretty busy with his own shop duties as well. And by shop duties, he's a not in real life, but in uh, in our world, he is a what is he? What is he again? Gosh, I can't believe I'm forgetting my own Gen mates lore. Then again, do a lot of people remember VTuber lore? I mean, depends, but all right, hold up. I'm not gonna be embarrassed. Come on, what are you? Okay, no, okay. So he's yeah, so he's a resident gold and weaponsmith. So that's kind of what he does lore wise in our world. So he's very busy with those duties right now. I know, like I keep breaking the line between like, oh, VTubers and real life. Honestly, I don't really care much about that. Keeping the persona up. I don't know. For me, that's not really much of a persona to put on here. It's kind of just me. Uh, which I hopefully you guys like. Hope you guys enjoy that sort of stuff. And it's really nice though as well that that kind of taboo is kind of lifted a bit more than it was before. Because if I debuted like a few years back, then ooh, yeah, no, I'd have to keep up that persona because people would be mad at me, be like, hey, or some people, I guess. I don't know about the right kind of people, but people might be mad and upset, being like, oh, you broke the fourth wall, right? But yeah, check them out and check our group out. I kind of put in a word as well with Crow, my good pal, on his podcast and being like, hey, you should probably post more. It's pretty interesting. And I've read over some of the scripts to kind of help him revise and whatnot. It's pretty interesting stuff. So if you haven't seen that, he's on. I think he. Oh wow! I just realized that. What the heck? He has a website for this stuff. Whoa! Oh, that's neat. He has a little website for this. Oh, that's cool. Wait, I'm gonna link that. All right, let me link that real quick. This is Crow's website. Very basic site. I think it's made by Google Sites. Yep. So very basic layout, but very nice. Um, Pretty cool. Yeah, so he has like all the socials. He's got YouTube. He's got Twitter. He's got SoundCloud and a Spotify. So I'm assuming you'll be able to hear the podcast on YouTube, SoundCloud, and Spotify. So yeah, check it out. I might actually check out his podcast episode because I haven't seen uh too much of it yet. I think I started to watch it at some point. I clicked off of it. So sorry, Crow, but yeah, I think I clicked out of it on one point and then never came back to it. I'm so sorry, Crow. Okay, I'm getting distracted. We're supposed to do our shoutouts right now. Oh my gosh. All right, let's do our VTuber shoutouts for the day. I'm gonna see again. I haven't reached that milestone on YouTube where I can redirect anyone properly. So we'll see if let's please. Seeing as okay, nope. Oh wait, nope. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say we're gonna shout out. We're gonna redirect to someone else, but all right. Let's see. Let's see. I just want to see who's live that we can talk to here. For those of you on yeah, for those of you on Twitch, let's I guess we can do this at the end. Doesn't really matter. But we'll do our VTuber shoutouts today. And I can't believe we haven't shouted her out. You know, having talked about her for yesterday. Can't believe we didn't. Did we shout out someone yesterday? No, we did. Okay, that's why we did shout out this person. Because I swear we did at some point shout them out, but apparently not, which is quite interesting. I would have thought that we did. But again, apparently not. But in case I just don't have it logged, I guess if we did, yeah, doesn't look like it unless I'm blind. I'm not blind. So yeah, let's do our VTuber shoutouts for the day. If you don't know what that is, it's basically how I give back to the community. I shout out a VTuber, big or small, at the end of my streams, or just whenever. I guess. I guess in this case, it's just middle of the stream. Um, I shout them out to kind of put us. I don't like how the way I'm wording this. It's getting late. But yeah, no, I shout them out to bring some more awareness and attention to the community, and hopefully to that creator as well. Even if they are big, right? It's always just a nice way to be like, hey, I appreciate the work you're doing. Keep it up, you know. So today, fellow inventors, we are shouting out the lovely. Hold up, I need to get the Twitter ready. The suspense. Am I right? The lovely Made Mint. Because we were talking about Metal Gear Solid, I guess today and yesterday as well. I mentioned her as well in the stream. But yeah, we're shouting out Made Mint today. So let's go ahead and put her stuff. I'm gonna send the just Twitter, I guess. And you guys can head to it. But Mint Phantom, Made Mint. She did. Speaking of Metal Gear, I think she did a Metal Gear stuff right now. And if you are a member of her channel, looks like she's doing a members stream right now. So what is she doing? Some hand cam. Oh, nice. Okay, I don't know. Okay, looks like she's putting together some. I want to say merch, some merch kind of stuff. We're just putting together some sort of thing, on stream. Nice, nice. Yeah, check her out. She does a bunch of not only Metal Gear Solid stuff, but she also does does a bunch of other kind of gaming stuff as well. Our silly, goofy little made mint little ghost. She's a ghost, right? I'm not getting that wrong. Yeah, yeah. So check her out. It's she just posted something about. I'm seeing her Twitter now. She's posted something about I love Metal Gear with a crying emoji, but not like a like emoji, but like a image of a. It's not like the typical like crying emoji, but it's like the little face. It's fun. I have no idea what the context for that is, but I like that. That is hilarious. But yeah, check her out. I'll shout her out as well at the end of the stream on my socials. And by socials I mean like Twitter and YouTube. I don't know if you can shout someone out on you should be able to on Twitch, but she doesn't have a Twitch, so at least not that I know of. Do we have? Does she have a Twitch? Made Mint have a Twitch. Let's see. I'd be surprised if she did. Okay, yeah, nope. Okay, then we'll shout her out on YouTube. Unfortunately, I can't redirect. I don't know even if she would allow redirect from people like me, so probably just specific people. But we'll see. Especially for our members only stream. But yeah, I think that would conclude. I don't know if I want to end the stream here or keep going for a little bit, but we will. I think we can go for a little bit. Let's do some. What should we do? Should we get back into Metal Gear and try to do something with that, or should we? I wanted to get into more Metal Gear or some other, game like that, like Nier or something. I was playing a bit of Nier before I started stream. Got into like the big opera house battle with the big singer. Uh, that sounds so wrong. Why did I say it like that? Oh my gosh, big singer. Oh my god, big singer. With the one boss that like, oh gosh, the music. The one boss that plays the what's it called, the one very recognizable song. I'm forgetting the name. A Beautiful Song, I believe it's called, from the Nier soundtrack. But yeah, that's such an epic battle. I think I died multiple times though because oh the big I think during like the second or like third phase of it when it has like a little creature with teeth at the bottom pop out and it kind of chases you and it kind of jumps in the air and lands sending shockwaves and whatnot. Um, let's just say it cornered me into a wall, and I did try to move my camera around and stuff because I was at the center of that like what do I say that what's it what do you call it, like that attack. I just kept getting hitting with attacks, and even my auto heal, like the auto heal chip that I used, did not react fast enough. Nor did I have time to actually go into the menu because if I think when you're staggering or mid action or whatnot, you can't actually probably go into the menu, which kind of sucks because then you can't heal yourself manually. The timing's a bit weird on that. But yeah, multiple times I got cornered into a wall, and then just couldn't move out of that, even if I was dodging and whatnot. Just because I was right underneath it, so if I did move up, I would hit the ceiling of that boss, and then trying to move out, I just take damage, and because the shockwaves keep going like across the floor, you just keep taking damage. So I had to retrieve my body multiple times, but luckily we good. We didn't get too far, so if we ever go back into near, it shouldn't be a problem. But I think what I'll do for now for today, I think I will boot up. Let's boot up some. Shall we do inventors? Let's boot up some Minecraft. How about that? And we can get into that because we did some Minecraft, yes, but we also have the create mod on there. So I'm really excited to play around with that. Maybe we'll actually go into a great world and kind of play around with that sometime. Or maybe I'll do it off stream. Just gotta get used to that, and then we can actually build stuff. But I kind of set up a few things that one might need in the create mod. Again, I'm very new to that, so if you guys know about that, do let me know. I would love to learn more about that too. But yeah, let's head into some Minecraft for just the chill end to the week. And I hope everyone's week coming up, or just whatever day of the week that you're in, hope you are having a good time. If not, I do hope it gets better for you. And we will get into some Minecraft in just a bit. BRB. Minecraft. I don't know if we will be able to demonstrate the concepts that we learned today through this, or that we learned so far through this. But if not, this will just be a chill time. Usually, how Game Design Showcase works is that these game portions are just us kind of demonstrating how the game works and all that. I'm gonna try to actually format this to look a bit better, fit with the screen a little bit as much as possible. Do like it's a little bit weird to do. Okay, that seems a bit normal. There we go. Let's go. Alrighty. I'll do for the folks on YouTube. I will pop out as well. Right. Neat. Welcome then, everybody, to some some Minecraft. We're gonna get into this. We obviously have the crate mod here as well as JEI, not enough items, or just enough items. Not enough items, just enough items. Just to help us display a few things. Let's get right into the crate mod. I did a tiny bit of work on this world off stream, and don't worry, I'm not like those some Minecraft YouTubers that say like, oh, a tiny bit of work, and then I got like all the work done. No, we have yeah, there we go. Yeah, welcome to the world. Last time we were here when we did some Minecraft, we found this location. Looks really cool. Has some nice potential, cool potential for building. Gonna go out over here. Take a look. Also, yeah, you can see we have shaders on, which I just personally love. It looks so good. But yeah, if you just look at from here, this perspective, got this nice structure going here that I found pretty cool. We could build some stuff, but what I found even more exciting actually is we go over here. Don't worry about these. These trees are just I'm growing to farm as I need for resources. But we go along this path here. I made a little grass bridge, but you can see like this area as well is kind of hollow. It goes down to more caves, which is so interesting. So I'm thinking in the future we could clear out some of the spots to make it a bit more pronounced, and we could have like a train going through here, because I know you can have trains in this steam trains and whatnot to transport items or just transport. So it'd be really cool to see that go through the mountain and use the tunnels and whatnot to create a base. I am kind of stuck right now on my progress for the crate mod, because I do need gold to make. Actually, let's just see. We need some gold. And why do we need gold? We need to make. Well, I need to make some stuff here, but also. Why did I need gold again? I'm kind of forgetting. Let's see. Yeah, this is the JEI mod. Also, this is my skin. Hello. This is me. Why did I need gold again? Oh, yeah, because I wanted to get the... Here we go. I wanted to get the wrench, first of all. We need gold sheets, which are just made by pressing some gold. But also, I want to get the... You actually see it in here? Not this. I want to get the... Here we go. The goggles as well. I have everything else for it, but I just don't have the gold. So we need to go mining for some gold. I think that's our goal. That's that's our gold, our goal, for the stream. Alrighty. So just realizing, is our screen too big for the stuff? It's our mm, oh, it's giving us a warning. I'm just gonna set it to 1920 by 1080. Use desktop screen resolution slower. Okay. Yeah, I don't think that matters. Alright. So yeah, this is some crate mod stuff that we could have here. I want to build a lot with copper in this world to make it very steampunk-esque. I don't really have much inspirations right now. We'll kind of look into that as we continue playing. But I want to show off this thing. This lovely thing. This is a mechanical saw that you can make. And can we see how to make this? Our mechanical saw that's made by iron, pressing down some iron with an andesite casing. So how do you make casings? You just, essentially what you do, you grab a log. I'm gonna make some more casing right now. Grab a log. I don't have one. Okay, let's make one. I need a... Okay. Excuse me for some things that I might do in Java. I'm not a Java player. I am usually a Bedrock player. So there might be certain things, certain habits of Java that might be very easy, but I don't usually play keyboard and mouse. I usually go mobile, which is kind of not great when it comes to PvP. But to make one of these casings, you just strip a log, and then you need to apply some andesite alloy, which is made from andesite and iron. Make a casing. And then the reason I want the wrench is because then it's going to be way easier to pick up all these crate parts. Whereas, you know, it's just as simple for those ones. It's just a simple right click. But right now we just need to mine this, which is kind of unfortunate. Yeah, I do want to get gold going. And some more food as well, because got some kind of farm going, but it's not the best. We have enough to make one more piece of bread. Let's go! One bread. Okay, let me turn this on just to make it crafting stuff a bit easier. One more bread. Let's go. You'll find with the crate mod, a lot of stuff that you do manually with the hand crank will take up a ton of resources. Oh no, it's snowing. That's the one thing up here. Like, if it snows up here, my water is dead. So I gotta be careful. Yeah, see right now, I don't think my water's freezing over because I have a block. Nope, never mind. I think it just froze over. Oh no, we're good. Never mind, we're good. I think we're good. I believe. Alright, we have one more. Hello? There we go. Alright. A little sleepy sleep. Okay. I want to show off this mechanical saw here. That's a pretty neat thing. This is our presser, by the way. This thing right here. So if you put down, might as well demonstrate it if I have stuff. Actually, can you make copper pressings? I think you can, right? Let's take that out of there. Just put one. And I do need a hand crank for this because I don't have any power right now. Probably going to work on that. But if you hold right click, you'll see. Oh. That. There we go. We got a copper sheet. So it can press down pretty much any ore. To get you a certain result. On this side, in this case, we've got copper sheets. We can also use it to get iron sheets as well. And most importantly, we want gold sheets as well, because eventually We'll need that to make the goggles, which help us view all the stats and whatnot for the everything. Because whenever you move stuff or whenever you rotate things, you can't see it right out now because I don't have the goggles. But everything has stress units, and that's really important in this mod. Stress units. Of course, I'm gonna still kind of stick to a more vanilla style playing. I won't use the crate mod like too much. I want to say, at least in the early game. Oh my gosh, why aren't you placing? What's going on? Okay, there we go. But check this out. What I really what I really like about this mechanical saw is that this kind of saws down certain woods, I believe, only. Um, but it's really nice because if I rotate this and it breaks the block here, bam, the whole tree falls down. Which is so nice. It saves so much time just mining up everything. And the leaves as well. The only thing, because I don't have the wrench right now, is that I have to do this manually. That sucks. So maybe right now what we'll do, we'll go venturing for some gold. Gold, I believe, in this new version of Minecraft is, compared to where we are, is pretty low. Pretty low down. Let's see, yeah. And also there's some new ores as well that you'll see being put in place because of this mod. One being zinc. Okay, let's see. Let's grab some more wood. Anything else we need to grab? Also, yeah, andesite's very useful, so I've kind of collected a tiny bit here. So as the backup. I'm not going to need too much right now because I'm not building too much. What I will need is my crafting table. I believe I have a bed down there. Maybe we'll go mining over there. Set up a mine somewhere. Because I do want to use this. I don't know what I want to use this base for right now. I might use this big part here as... Might be... I think it'd be kind of neat to have like a hanging building section there. That goes into the mountain. Little bridges or something, and this bottom pit can be like... I don't know. It'd be nice to have like a nether portal at the bottom there. But again, I have to look at some inspirations. Get some better idea. Let's grab our blast furnace. We also don't have much food for a source. One thing I found with Java compared to Bedrock, there's not many animals that spawn. I thought there'd be more little animals. I don't really see too much here. I think the spawning mechanics are different too, so. And also, just in case, we'll grab the bed. And yeah, I have one piece of food, which is not ideal, but it's not the most ideal. I think we'll use this. Look, let's use this 3 iron. Oh, come on, I already had a pickaxe. Are you kidding me? I was gonna say to make a pickaxe. Well, great, now I just wasted my iron. Poop. Okay. It's alright. It's alright. We're fine. We're fine. Sorry, just more mining, I guess. Alright. Oh, yes, we probably want our bucket. What do we want in hand here? This kind of material. Want the stacking material. Oh, wait, let's make some torches here. Okay, tiny bit of torches. Alright, let's head down. Oh gosh. Ooh, 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 ooh. Alright. Where should we start mining? That seems like a interesting spot. I see some... Oh gosh. I see some... Okay, we have a bed down here set up. I see some stuff over there. Okay. See some iron. A lot more copper, so might as well. You want to build with a ton of copper, so it'd be nice. Oh, pickaxe broke. Hold up while we're over here. I'm just gonna turn up the game volume real quick. And see if I can turn up the music volume as well. Okay, music is up. Right, that's fine. Oh, there's a bat. Hello. Alrighty. Venture into the caves here. One thing I will say about the shader I'm not too big of a fan of. Ooh, that's nice. I'm not too big of a fan of is the way the water works, because the way the water works right now, it's kind of hard to see where it ends and where it starts. Oh, die right here. Okay. It's nice that it has like a ambient glow as well. Oh, lapis, let's go. Wait a minute. Got lapis. Hey, look at that. All right, neat. All right, not too much here. Place some more torches. Yeah, so that's the new ore. That's zinc. That's gravel. Okay. Let's actually grab some of this iron. Yeah. Also, one thing I'll do again, I'm gonna change the audio settings on my computer to go through different source so I can hear the game better. Right. Like this. We'll probably go until for a bit. Love the low ambient noises. So nice. So yeah, the way I have it set up, I'm currently hearing what you guys would be hearing. So grab this iron. Ooh. But yeah, look at that ambient lighting, so nice. I don't know if diorite's actually useful in this game or not. I might actually look into that. I know you can use it, but I don't know if there's a specific way that you can use it. Oh yeah, look at that. So nice. Anything else? Nope, not really. Okay, we need to head down to gold level, which is where are we at right now? Oh yeah, we gotta actually I need to search this up. I remember it was like -64, but I don't remember which coordinate that was. Or which specific ones. -64 to 32. Okay. Y level. Alrighty. So what level are we at now? Y level 15. Okay, so maybe we'll find better luck at -64, I guess. Are these new or are these? No, this is the. Okay. Just looking around to see if there's anything. Any ores? Okay. Let's head over yonder. Look at this cave system. That's like a perfect tunnel for like a train system. Oh, I can see it already. It's so neat. Oh wait, there's some iron. Oh, there's a lot of iron. Let's go. I'm not really looking for too much with this mod. I'm kind of just want to take it as we go, you know? Also, I gotta remember that the ambient lighting here is doesn't actually count towards light levels. Also, when I eventually end up doing redstone stuff, I gotta take that into consideration as well, because I don't know, I'm not too good at redstone, but even then the mechanics and everything work way differently than do in Bedrock. So I'm gonna have to do more research on that. Alrighty. That coal as well. Now, I don't know if, depending on what biome you're in, that will affect the amount of resources you have. That might, or just the amount of the amount there is, I guess. We're gonna try to get some gold to at least get the goggles and wrench today. That's our goal for the stream, I guess. Oh yeah, I might as well keep forgetting to do this on Twitch. I might as well keep forgetting we can do that. I'm not used, again, my main platform isn't Twitch, so I'm not used to doing this, but I can actually change the stream stuff, right? Yeah, there we go. Nice. That's one thing I wish we could have though, when it comes to to YouTube. So right now we're at, where are we at again? 15? Okay, we're 28. So now we're around gold level. So we do need to go a tiny bit higher. Can we get much higher? Let's grab this stuff. I had to, how wide this cave is. I gotta light both sides. Again, I don't know how important zinc is, but I might as well, I won't say no. No, Minecraft has always been my, what the heck was that? Oh, that's the music. I was like, what is going on? No, that's the music, man. I don't want to grab too much andesite. We're here for gold. We're here for gold. But I want to say, like, Minecraft has always kind of been my comfort comfort game, you know. I don't know if we can go for too long because we only have one piece of bread. So, ooh. Okay. Okay, immediately we got an enemy here. What are you? That's just a zombie. You can take on a zombie. Oh yeah. Ow. Thought I shielded that. Ow. I remember you can't just spam click anymore. When it comes to combat in this game, or this version of the game. Because I'm used to doing that on Bedrock. But you cannot, oh. You can't do that. Okay. So move everything over. Look at that. It's a big tunnel. We're mining more iron than gold, but it's alright. We always need iron as well in this game, so not too upset about it. Okay, I'm gonna take. Actually, you know what? We're gonna eat the raw flesh. We will get a bit of hunger in our tummies, but it's fine. As long as that's iron, as long as keep moving. Don't move as much, I should say. What level are we at? 31. We're on the deeper end of stuff. I'm gonna put down a torch here real quick. Okay, kind of got a spam click. I know this won't do much, but this will definitely knock them back enough for me to do stuff. Ow! Okay, don't die. Wilson, don't die. Don't you dare die to 2 zombies. Ow. Okay, run. Okay, gotta heal up. Nice. Okay, again, we're gonna take the raw flesh first because we only have one. Oh, nice. Okay, that actually filled us up. I'm gonna take one. I only have 1 bread. And maybe it's just because I'm in a certain biome, which is why the food's not doing so good. Don't really see much animals. Because I'm used to, like, again, this comes to game design as well with player loops. My player loop when it comes to Bedrock is that I'll do the basic, like, mining trees and, like, getting resources like that, but then I'll also just kind of kill any animal I see in sight to get its stuff. But because that spawning stuff isn't as relevant when it comes to you don't get too much when it comes to. That's an enderman. Oh gosh, that's an enderman. I forgot in this game. Do they get aggravated if you look into its eyes? Is that a Java thing only? Or is that Bedrock? I can't remember. I'm pretty sure they get aggravated if you look in their eyes, so I'm not gonna. Oh, that's water. I'm not gonna try anything. Okay. Let's see, what level are we at? 29. We need to go a tiny bit deeper. I don't want to go through there. This water washout. I'm trying not to look at the enderman ahead of me. Hopefully it won't see me. I'll look down. I don't know, because there's a creeper right up ahead. Be careful. Oh. You know what I'll do? I'm going to be smart about this. I'm going to set my spawn. Oh gosh, this is a zombie. Please don't attack me. Right. What the heck? Hello? What? Hello? What just happened? Oh wait, no, I'm good. That was so weird. I've never had that happen. Wait, you tell me if I go to the chat? No, it doesn't do anything. Oh. Okay, we're gonna just stay here for a little bit. Oh, great. Here comes another zombie. probably shouldn't be using a pickaxe to hit. I'm actually gonna make a sword real quick. It's using a ton of durability. Okay, we're gonna eat this flesh. That Enderman is very close right now. Oh my gosh. Hello, good sir. I don't want to aggravate it. I think there's a creeper here. Okay, we're seeing some of the more of the same. Oh, dang it! I thought that was gold. I got kind of excited there for a sec. Dang it! It's not much here, huh? I mean, there's a little path to the surface. That's neat. Okay, yeah, no gold here. What level are we at? 24. And they said, what level for gold? Level 60. Okay, so we're to negative 64 to 32. We're technically in range, but probably a bit too high. So let's go more near 60, negative 64. Try to find stuff. We'll get this copper though. Oh gosh, Enderman, don't attack me, please. Is that water? Okay, we're protected behind water. Oh no. Where's this water coming from? Plug this up real quick. Whoa. A whole thing over here. Dude, Enderman, you gotta get out of the way, man. Some water up here. Oh gosh, dude, it's right there. Alright, let's pick this up. I think we need to go further down. So okay, that's our only food. Maybe let's see what's over. There was an opening somewhere. These opened up. Yeah, here we go. Let's see. I'm gonna go higher, but nice to light this up anyway. Wow. Oh wow, this goes pretty deep. Oh. All right, well, I'll take the copper. Thank you very much. Getting a lot of this stuff. Let's go, more lapis. All right, cool. 22. Y level 22 should be fine, right? Gotta find a place to dig. Oh, let's go over to this side. See what there is. Or did we already? Oh no, we already went to this side. Okay. Maybe we'll just start digging. I don't know. It could be alright if we just start digging. Ooh, wait. We hit deep. Is this deep slate? Yeah. Cobble deep slate. Oh wait, this is good. Oh, that's really good. Hold up, that's really good. We found a cave. Oh, this is perfect. Oh my gosh. Yo. Whoa. Look at that. I feel like I need an echo here. I need a... Hello. Wait, I can't... I just realized I can't hear my own reverb. Give me a sec. Go through these. Now again. Hello. Hello. So echoey. Whoa. I feel like we need to talk like this now. Hello. Okay. You be careful. Lot of potential blocks we can fall from. Do I see gold? I don't know if I see gold, but I see something. Ow. Alright, we made a little staircase. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of that real quick. Alright. Okay, let's make a few more torches. This is good though. If we have this cave. Good stuff. Of course we gotta keep an eye on our keep an eye. Oh, redstone, let's go. Gotta keep an eye on our health bar. Gosh, is that a mine shaft? It's gotta be, right? Oh my gosh, that is. Let's go. Wow, nice. Some cobwebs we can take. Grab some string from that. Alright, we're looking for gold, looking for gold. Ain't see no gold. Take this copper though. Oh. Ow, oh my gosh. Skelly. Ow. Oh my gosh, there's two skellies? Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Oh, wait, shoot at each other. Shoot at each other. Come on, don't shoot at me. Shoot at each other. Yes. Skelly, shoot at the other guy. Shoot at the... Oh, that one heart. Please don't die. Please don't die. Please don't... Oh, come on. Oh, great. No, I'm at spawn because I don't have a bed. Oh, shoot. Inventors. Oh, no. Okay, all right, that's fine. That's fine. We didn't go too far from spawn. I gotta find the spot before all my stuff despawns. Oh, great. That's great. That's great. We love it. We love it. It's fine. I did get too far in the game, so I'm not too mad if we have to restart from this point. Should have set my spawn. Should have set the spawn. All right, I do remember these like ice places. Oh my gosh, it's getting dark too? Are you kidding me? Okay, where am I on the map? Okay. Oh my gosh, it's getting dark as well. Are you? Oh, this is gonna be a fun night. I could be going the wrong direction. Need a mountainous area. I don't remember how far I did travel though. That's cool. Uh, Gosh, I might be lost. I genuinely might be lost. No! Oh my gosh, I had so many resources too. That lapis going. Dang it. Should have just ran. I don't know why I didn't just run away. Now I'm gonna starve. Are you kidding me? Has it always been like this? Why am I starving so quickly? Ay ay ay. Yeah, I am totally lost. I will say though, look at the way the sky is, the shader does the sky here. It's pretty nice. And I can't sprint, which is so fun. We love to see that. Right. And there's a skelly there as well. All right. Well, I think I'll have to do it for tonight. Uh, I need to find some place to settle down here first to keep the body safe. Oh my gosh. I have no idea where we are. I feel like by the time we get there, all our stuff's gonna despawn. So we'll call it here for tonight, inventors. I'm really sad that we didn't. Gosh, I'm so sad. So sad that we didn't start a spawn sooner. Shouldn't have broken that bed. Now I can't find where we are. I might be going even further out actually. I don't recognize any of these places. Dang. Yeah, this definitely feels like the wrong way. Man. Alright. Well, you know what we'll do? Um into the freezing cold water. Alrighty. Oh man. Why? Why? Why does it have to be like this? Ah! Alright, well we're back here. Oh. Got got to turn that off. We're back here. Yet again. I have no idea where we were before. Oh, that's Creeper. Okay, I'll try my best to find where we are, but I don't think I'll be able to in a short time. We'll give it a few more chances. I don't want to give up first try. Gosh, Creeper, stop following me. You'll be having a stalker be like, I see, ooh, pumpkins, pumpkins. Is that Creeper still following me? No. I definitely didn't go by here before because I don't remember seeing this. Dang it. Okay, well, again, we didn't get too far in the game, so I'm not disappointed that, not too disappointed that we didn't get, oh, that's a skelly. Hello. Ow. That we weren't able to do much or to get much stuff. We might have just to reset and recoup. I don't see no mountains. Oh my gosh, just find the cows. Hello. All right then. Well, Avengers, I think that will be it for today. Uh, we'll come back to this at some point, but for now, we are in the middle of nowhere, literally nowhere. So we'll try to find our way back. If we can't, then well, that's unfortunate. But uh, other than that, we'll see you guys, Avengers, in the next stream. We already did a reach for shout out, so I'm just gonna quickly go ahead and put us to just chatting, and we'll end off the stream. All right, that was didn't expect us to die already. Oh my gosh. Oh well, it is what it is. I guess in that sense, those of you guys on Twitch, I will send you guys the redirect. See, or I guess it's not called redirect. It's called a rating, isn't it? See, anyone else doing Minecraft? Same category. All right. Actually, you know what I usually do for this? We'll go to YouTube here. Let's see. Someone looks like is playing through Nier right now. It's a bit further than where we are, so I probably won't look into that. Let's see who's live. Oh, Nichi Sanji is alive right now with their... Oh, neat. Okay, 7th anniversary live. Oh, that's cool. Might tune into that. No, let's see. Maybe a little bit, inventors. I'm just searching for someone we can link to here. Oh, interesting. Okay, so, well, speaking of, we talked a little bit and looked at TTRPG, so why not we look at someone else's TTRPG experience with Crimson Ruses of Hollow Stars, Ian, and their sesh, I believe, with their gen as well. That might be interesting to see. I don't know if they strictly stream on... Yeah, they do have a Twitch, but there doesn't look like they're streaming on there. Yep. From what is this? Hollow Stars. What are they called? Armus? Is that the group name? Yeah. Hollow Stars English Armus. So check them out. We will link to that. Again, I can't raid you guys, the people on Twitch. Unfortunately, we can't raid because they're not streaming on Twitch right now. So what we'll do instead, we'll just link that. You guys on Twitch, head over. Same thing for you guys on YouTube. I'll see you guys whenever I see you guys, I guess. Next stream, whenever that is. But for now, I've been Wilson Goldfinch, your steampunk inventor from the Sky City of Leviton. And I'll see you guys, I guess, whenever I see you guys. Stay tuned on my Twitter, because that's usually where I'm most active for that stuff. On schedules and whatnot. So yeah. It's always sad to depart like this when I don't know how long the next stream is going to be, but also check out Maidmint as well, and what she's doing. So yeah. Oh, as I said, very sad to kind of depart, knowing that, or rather not knowing when the next stream is, but it is what it is. All right, I won't drag this on for too long, much like how a game shouldn't be dragged on for too long. We'll see you guys when I see you guys. Have a lovely morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, fellow inventors. And I will see you guys when I see you guys. All right. See y'all. Bye-bye. I gotta get some sleep. See you guys. Bye-bye.